For that.
Man, I was working at BMW, and one day I was just in the bathroom like, damn, I can't do this now. I cannot do this no more, dog. And luckily enough, I got fired because I hit somebody. I hit a car.
Oh, I thought you meant
No,
like, okay.
so like I was a porter, so I was just
Okay.
I drive the cars back from the shop and stuff. So I hit somebody, and after you hit somebody, you gotta do a drug test.
For sure.
And I failed horribly,
Right.
and they fired me, and I was like, you know what? I just need to take advantage of this.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Rim segment. We are getting ready to relive some explicit moments with two special guests. First guest, super producer J.Reid in the building, and KIP, the engineer.
What's going on? What's going on?
How y'all feeling today?
Doing great. Appreciate y'all for having us.
Oh, no, thank y'all for coming through.
Definitely excited about being here.
Yeah. It's about to be a really good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's get straight into it. All right, Chevi Muzik.
Yes.
Tell us about how y'all came up with the name and what y'all stand for, what y'all stand on.
Well, Chevi Muzik, being from Atlanta, both of us grew up from Atlanta, and being here, especially like late '90s, early 2000s, we was coming up. We was in high school. We was like hearing a lot of the, his brother especially. Coming through with the rims and the box cutlasses and with the 12s and the 15s in the trunk.
Yeah,
so
sure.
that's like, it was like a culture, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that a lot of people that that's not from here really won't even understand, like the
right.
24s, the 26s, all that, so we came up during that time when it was hot. So I thought that was the best fit for us, especially with the music, like to rattle the trunk, that was like a big thing. So, that's how I approach, a lot of my music with like, just being able to, make sure the trunk sounds like it's supposed to.
Right.
My favorite thing to do when it's a new when I'm excited about a new project, like I like to listen to it in the house, but I don't drive a Chevy, but it's just something about playing something in the trunk, like in your car.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, like when I used to have my sunroof,
Yeah.
ride down 20 in the dark, all the way to the top.
Wow.
Got to. Best way to listen to music. So yeah.
That's a vibe. Yeah. So yeah, that's how we came up with it. Just, being in the culture, being in Atlanta, and just, taking little stuff and bits and pieces from
Wanting
everything.
to cater to the sound of something you would play if you was riding in your Chevy or whatever you ride in, and you want the music to sound good. You want that bump. You want to hear that kick in that 808 coming out the trunk, whether you got speakers or not. You know what I'm saying? Your regular speakers can do the same thing.
Right.
And that's the kind of music that we like to cater to. That's what we go for as far as a feel. Like, we want you to feel it in your chest, in your body, in your soul. That's why we call it Chevy Muzik. You know what I'm saying?
Love that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's dope. So, Kip, how did you get into music? Like, what made you start wanting to do music?
Man, I started out rapping. Like, he'll tell you, we grew up in the same neighborhood.
Did we?
Yeah, so
Because
you
I
was
live
right
down
across
the
the street.
street.
Really? Across the street.
Dude.
No way.
Yeah.
So
So that whole block really started studying.
Nah, it really is.
For sure.
It is.
For real.
That's hard.
He lived in the neighborhood with me. He a couple of years older than me, though.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
he's in between me and my brother.
Yeah.
So I moved in the neighborhood. I met him, and he was already playing the drums. We first bonded off baseball. We was both playing baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I saw him outside in his yard in his baseball uniform. I'm like, dang, bro, you play baseball? I play baseball too. You know what I'm saying? That's how we first met. But then I found out he do music and stuff. I wasn't really into music yet, but like when I got to about 8th grade, so that's like 2003, 2004, I really started getting more into it. Because I always liked music, but I never tried to write any myself. So I tried to write a rap one day, and my brother told me, like, this is pretty good, bro. You should keep doing it. And I knew this man who was already in the band and playing drums and stuff was doing it. So one day I just hit him up like, bro, I want to rap. Like, what's up? Take me to the studio, because him and our other partner, Red Hudson, they was already going. So he like, all right, bro, whatever. Like, I'll take you to the studio. Like, basically, like on some little brother shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right,
Tag along.
I'll take you, little nigga. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So I went and we did like 3 songs. And I'll never forget, like, we put them on the CD. They was, all right. Of course, they sounded way polished and better than me because
They've been doing that.
Of course, but we put them on the CD. And I went to school the next day. I think we went on a Saturday. I went to school on a Monday, and I probably passed out 150 CDs to everybody at school, like, no lie. And then the feedback that I was getting was...
Was this in middle school?
No, this was
high school.
9th grade.
Yeah.
I feel, now that you're telling the story, I feel like I vaguely remember it because that was definitely in the CD pass out stage.
For sure.
Yeah.
9th grade.
Okay.
And everybody named Mama wasn't rapping then. So,
No,
yeah.
niggas was still ticking in the hallway.
There you go.
Exactly.
So for the listeners, you know, we always show love to Stevenson, and it's a whole lot of Stevenson
It's a
energy.
whole
yeah.
lot of Stevenson in here.
There you go.
Yes, yes.
Seriously,
All the way
seriously.
down to the Sonic Sound.
Right,
There you go.
yeah.
There we go.
Period.
Real Suave House in the building.
Yeah,
All that.
original Suave
Yeah,
House.
for real.
Exactly.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that story in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sparked my memory. I do remember some CDs going out.
Passed out the CDs, and I got overwhelming good feedback from it. So it just motivated me to do it more. And even with him, before that, we wasn't doing music together. We was just friends on some other stuff. So even me and him, that's when we first started doing music together, period. That was before we was a production team, any of that, because I wasn't even behind the
Interested
board.
in that part of it yet.
Not yet, you know what I'm saying? And from there, rap for a little while, and then one Christmas, my mama got me a studio program. This was probably like 2005, 2006. And back then, we didn't have no laptops. It was all desktop.
Right.
Man, I uploaded that motherfucker on the family computer. And from that day forward, that was my computer. So, man, my mom would be in the living room watching the news, and we'll be literally one room down, because I had a drop basement. It wasn't really a basement. It was like a den, drop down. And she would be up there watching the news, and we'll be in that little area recording, like cussing and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm going hard. Like, every day I have people at my house recording, whether it's me, people at school. I was recording everybody, but I was still rapping. And that's how I figured out I wanted to be an engineer, because the same effort and the same creativity I put into my own music, I was putting it into other people's music that I wasn't even featured on. So I was like, you know, I just like to make the music sound good. So from then, I started pushing back on the rapping, and more so just recording everybody I could, inviting people from school to the studio, man, come record. I was recording people who never rapped in their life and making them sound good.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got a gift.
Yeah.
I need to do this. This is what I need to do. So that's basically where I started. And like I said, I was already doing with him, and he was making beats. He made all the beats that we ever did music on. And so I was like, bro, I want to engineer now. He was like, well, we might as well do this production team thing. I make the beats, you mix and record the music, and we go get this money. I was like, shit, let's go.
There we go.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And also, he didn't mention the fact that's how he met JID, or that he was working real early with JID.
Well, as y'all know, we all went to high school with
right.
JID. But yeah, I took JID to his first studio. Like, we was like, that was a lot of the introduction to rap for a lot of people who went to school with us, not just the famous people, was done by me. First, I remember me and JID, we left school early one day, and we went to the studio all the way in Austell. It was his first time recording. He was excited. I had been recording at this point, but we went down there, we recorded like 2 songs, and from that day forward, JID never stopped rapping.
Love
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
And we're going to get you up in here too, Destin.
Not the government.
I had to do that. My bad.
That's hard.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Shout out to Root, man.
Yes.
Well, we knew he was gonna be famous regardless, whether it was football or rapping.
For
That's
sure.
what I
That
tell
man
people. Like
always
he was destined for something.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. He was gifted.
Yeah, he was
definitely gifted
definitely
young man.
That's what I'm saying.
So J.Reid, would you say that being in the band played a part in your producer career?
I mean, the most essential part in my career, because I started in 6th grade, so it was really like it was a passion, because I played sports, I played baseball and stuff, but ultimately just being able to learn some of the stuff I was learning at that time, and everybody might not want taking it very serious,
Right.
so I mean, from 6th grade to 12th grade, I didn't even realize, even though I was learning stuff, and then I'd go home and make some beats from the stuff I learned.
Yeah.
But then I didn't realize, like, okay, I wasn't really like I want to be a full-time producer. That's what I want to do. I was trying to be a baseball player.
Okay.
And then, I threw my arm out, and basically that's what I had to rely on, because I know music. Like you said, if anybody spent 6 years in anything, you gonna be straight in it. So that's kind of what it was. It was just like, okay, I was in band, marching band, jazz band, all these different
bands.
Yeah, so it was like, what could I not learn? And then teachers like Mr. Render, Mr. Harvey, Mr. Pryor, all these teachers, definitely put they all into helping us learn. And it's just not me. It's a couple of people that I graduated with that's still doing music for themselves and playing saxophone and being instrumentalists and stuff. So, ultimately, even for a band person, it's not really like what's the career? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the career path? Unless you're gonna travel with somebody band on tour or something, or you're gonna play in the orchestra, or you gonna become a teacher, or you gonna do some kind of secular music,
Yeah, the options are really limitless, especially after Beyonce did the whole homecoming thing.
Right.
That was a whole nother thing with the marching band on there.
Right,
so it's
right.
you can't do marching band your whole life. But when you got Beyonce pulling people to be in a marching band, it's like, well, damn, let me get my clarinet out.
And I think that's a good thing to have for like bigger artists and stuff, to include those, those programs, because honestly, when I'm going back, when I marched, it was maybe 200-300 people in the band. Now it's maybe 50 or 75.
It's
real small.
Yeah, so
it's
just, but the amount of people, and it just goes to show you, like we're saying, the career path is not that wide. So you can't really just, I'm gonna do the music and not do nothing else on the side. Because ultimately, if I didn't do music on the side,
you wouldn't have had nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. So
we love that, the journey, like, it's clear that the journey has been like carved out from the very beginning, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And between the two of us, we've been on a journey as well. We've been doing media for a long time too. It's been coming up on more than a few years.
That's what's up.
And it seems like we're to a certain point in our journey where we've had to, like, in a sense, like, isolate, really focus in on perfecting our craft. This is a whole production. This ain't no podcast on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Right. And everybody has a podcast, but who's charted at 202?
Nobody.
Nationally.
Right. That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So
congratulations.
Thank you.
For sure.
But it right now we're in a weird area where it does require like a different level of focus, and to reach the type of clientele and the success that you guys have been able to reach, like, what kind of isolation, if any, was necessary? Like, how did y'all be able to, like, scope out, okay, this is my humble beginning, but this is the defining moment where I'm saying, you know what, I'm locked in and we going all the way to the top on this?
So you want to know, like, the moment, like, commercially, or the moment, like?
Well, I mean, it happens
really the moment, period.
Yeah, because it happens before the before the big stuff.
It was
pop.
way before we got our big placements that we was doing this. We talking like 10 years before that even happened, and we talking about maybe 5 of those years where we was doing it and wasn't even seeing no check off of it. Just like to make it that long without making no money and still having the passion to do it and not giving up on it. Like, a lot of people wouldn't have made it that far. A lot of people, like, we've been in the business a long time. We've had people come through, say, hey, I want to be a rapper, I want to be a producer, I want to do this.
Where they at?
They'll come through for like a month or two, and then it's like, you drop off internet and everything. We can't even find your Instagram page. Where you at, bro? You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely not for the weak-hearted. You know what I'm saying? You definitely got to have a passion for it. But I think maybe he may be able to answer the question a little bit better about, like, when we really locked in and said, fuck it, this is what we want.
I mean, it's like I said, I know for a fact when we started working at, Slick B Studio. Yeah. It was like, take it serious because people trying to come in and pay you. For sure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is not we just hanging out, we doing this as a hobby no more. Like, people are literally seeking you out to try to get you to do their stuff. So right. It was there. Then we moved to the studio over here off Chambly Tucker with we had that with KY and then Trill. But that was way before, I guess, I got the stuff with Boosie and stuff, to show the world. We got the Webby and stuff.
But before that, R.I.P. Lil Fat, we was recording and doing stuff for Lil Fat before he died. That's how we even got the hookup with Trill Entertainment before the Boosie and the Webby stuff.
Wow.
So if it wasn't for him working with Fat, then none of that would have transpired. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened, we lucky that it happened when it happened, because it was less than a year after that where Fat passed away.
Wow, time
Right.
invaluable.
So, like I said, it like in this career path, it's like you really can't even like just depend on. It's like you knowledge is great to have, but it's like more like you said, it's skill, it's creativity, it's so much you have to put into, and it's by yourself, like you said, in an isolated kind of situation where you're like, okay, I need to work on this before you get in front of somebody.
Yeah.
And it can be embarrassing if you don't know what
if
you
you're
need.
not prepared.
There you go.
Exactly.
Especially in these settings, you got all these gangsters in here.
What?
I want to know, have y'all ever had a moment where you felt like you weren't prepared, but you still had to just give it?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I got stories.
Right.
I mean, I've seen, and that's not to throw you under the bus, but I've seen, well, he'll be engineering and they'd be like, well, I need to do it now. And like, what's taking so long? You know what I'm saying? So it's just stuff that, both of us had to adjust based off, okay, we're not working with the regular Tom, Dick, and Harry no more.
Right.
We're working with people who got deals. We working with people who potentially got money to pay.
Word.
So you really can't just be playing around with people's time.
And everybody got different personalities and different ways they work.
Period.
So
Yeah.
if you working for somebody, the first time working with an artist is really usually the worst experience with that artist because you don't know how they work, they don't know how you work, and you both trying to get a feel for each other. You know what I'm saying? And don't let something like the program crash or something like that.
I never even thought
You know
about
what
something
I'm
like that.
saying?
This is
Yeah,
a real
technical
engineer
difficulty.
technical
Right, yeah.
difficulty thing.
And then they thinking it's you, but it's like, nah, bro, the computer froze. Just give me like, you know what I'm saying?
Give me a
5
second.
minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You really got to do some like client management on them too.
Because some people like to record a certain way, like boom, 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 boom. Other people like to record, listen to it, listen to it. So you never know what you're dealing with it till you work with that person the first time. So yeah, to what he was saying, stuff like that. Even with the beats, like I didn't see this man go and make a whole beat. We probably got 2 or 3 sounds left to put in it, and dude was like, let's do something else. Let's do something else. I ain't really feeling this one. Like,
Wow.
And they don't get the short end on the stick on that all the time. So
real talk.
yeah, I don't really.
I know we said we weren't going to, but we like you produced Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
What is that like in the studio? Because I really feel like she's one of the best lyricists, not female, but
I mean,
So to have that type of personality in the studio, like,
Nicki don't play already outside the studio.
but what is it like to say, nah, baby, you're gonna have to read that again? Like,
oh yeah, I didn't want no choice. And that definitely happened. Matter of fact, the first, when we did the Barbie Teen song, it took me about, and I actually got, I looked back at my stuff. I was like, dang, it took me about 2 or 3 days to get, what she was looking for. Not that long, but at least I know for a fact I was in the studio 12 hours.
wow.
And
One beat.
That was it. That's all she picked that day, and then she came back and picked some more. But yeah, first she was like, "Nah, this not it. Try something else." And I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Wow.
Because I'm not from New York, but I ain't had no choice. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just keep trying until you figure it out. And really, like I said, this is one of them kind of games where it's like, I made 12 beats. You only picked 1 out of that 12. Well, 2 technically, but still, that means just 2 beats. But those 2 beats changed my whole life. Perspective on life and everything. You know what I'm saying? So,
for real.
It's definitely a blessing. Like you said, really, I was in the studio by myself with nobody around and a fifth of hen and some gas, and I had to sit in this studio because it wasn't no option. It was like, back against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the opportunity that how many people don't get. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, to take advantage of that and really, you got to hone in on what you know.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like you said, that's when some of that band stuff came in because it was like,
Real discipline.
yeah, I cannot lose on this. I
Brenda
cannot.
just in the back of your head, just
Yeah, because shoot, I can go back home with nothing.
With
You know what I'm
nothing.
saying?
Yeah.
That was
Right.
not the option at that point. So it was like really like, yeah, you got to bring everything out now.
So how has it been? Have you had like a lot of people latch on to your success and try to ride the wave on that?
I mean, that happened at first, but as a strong-willed individual like I am,
Right.
because I had to cut some people out, I had to let some people down, because everybody and their mama think they gonna manage you as soon as you have some success.
Wow.
And it's like,
Nah, for real.
Nah, man, he's the
No.
producer.
yeah, like I mean, and then I had actually one of the biggest managers, G. Roberson. He wanted to manage me, so I'm like, I'm not finna.
Play with y'all.
Yeah, man, stop.
Because y'all want to play.
Yeah, cause how many of y'all put me on with her? Okay,
Nobody.
Thank you.
Exactly.
So what's the point? What are we talking about? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You want to be the nice guy sometimes, but sometimes you got to let people know and really be stern on how you feel and how you view what you're trying to do. Because ultimately, I still ended up in a lawsuit. So it didn't really you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So y'all can be around if you want to, but who gonna have to deal with the stuff?
Right.
Who gonna have to pay the money back after you get the deal? Who gonna have to do all this stuff after y'all gone? Who gonna be sitting in the studio at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to fulfill obligations?
From the contract.
for real.
Right.
There you go. So ultimately, that's what I was going through my head when I was at these tables. Like I'm like,
And that's the same. We talked about that this week. Like, yeah, we love to celebrate like the grand openings of things or
Right,
like the
right.
kickoff of things, but nobody really likes to glorify the hard work that
That
goes
puts in
into to keeping these things that we got.
afloat. There you go.
And everybody wants credit. Like
Yes.
everybody wants
Yeah.
credit. Like, bro, you remember when goddamn we was in the studio and I told you how to make them beats? Like, it's like, bro, what are you talking about? You don't even make beats, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Where
saying?
you?
Like,
You were not there.
they just want to be a part of the come up, you know,
Yeah.
or be acknowledged as being there before the come up, which is cool. But at the same time, bro, like he said, wasn't nobody in the studio with us them late nights or overnight or leaving work, you know what I'm saying, going straight to the studio and
Yeah.
then going home, going to sleep, sleeping for 4 hours and getting
Going
right
to
back
work.
up and doing it again.
The grind.
going to real work and
Yeah.
then going
Then
to the
going to the
studio.
work.
Then going to the
Right.
studio.
Y'all better talk
like,
about the real work and
come
then,
on,
the
man.
after work.
I was
Wasn't
just
nobody
saying,
there for that.
Man, I was working at BMW, and one day I was just in the bathroom like, damn, I can't do this, I cannot do this no more, dog. And luckily enough, I got fired because I hit somebody. I hit a car.
Oh, I thought you meant
No,
like, okay.
so like I was a porter, so I was just
Okay.
I drive the cars back from the shop and stuff. So I hit somebody, and after you hit somebody, you gotta do a drug test.
For sure.
And I failed horribly,
Right.
and they fired me, and I was like, you know what? I just need to take advantage of this.
Yeah.
You know what? You gotta listen. You gotta tap into the first episode.
It's
of
the same
season.
thing that kind of happened to me.
No drug test.
I got fired, but I did get fired. So I'm just out here like, okay, I got all my time that I need.
Right.
Let me go ahead and organize my time so I can make my shit shake.
Right.
time
and,
for that. It's time
And then the creative process of doing something for yourself I mean, like you said, y'all give yourselves a big hand clap for the stuff that y'all have been able to pull off. Like even though y'all haven't doing it that long,
Right.
It's stuff that, like you said, everybody say they want to do certain stuff, but you actually got to put a lot of work in and
Lot of work
action
in.
into
Yeah.
your
What?
thoughts and what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
many hours.
Yeah. This is good.
Duh.
This is
Of course
taking-
it's gonna be good.
Right.
But anyway, Brittany, don't
Dang. Okay.
don't
I was gonna get
don't
my soul with that,
fold.
O'Brien.
Don't fold.
I'm not.
We just be in the moment. Okay. You got what you got.
Okay, so earlier in the show we were talking about the New York mayor trying to put a ban to drill music. Y'all know about drill music?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know about drill.
And so we kind of touched a little bit on censorship and stuff like that too. But I just want to get your take as creators and a part of the music process. Like, do you feel like censoring or banning a specific type or genre of music is even conducive, or is a type of music doing more damage? Like, where do you stand on that?
Where you stand, Kip?
I ain't even gonna lie. Like, music is so powerful. It's so powerful to the point where if you anybody and you hear a lot of the music and it's pertaining to the same thing and it's going a certain route, you're gonna be led down that path even if you wasn't on that path before. So when I say that, I'm talking about, let's take the kids. Let's take ages 10 through 15. That's when you really start getting into music and listening to it on your own, downloading or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you got a 10-year-old and he starts getting into music and the first thing he starts listening to is drill, and he falls in love with that type of music, and from 10 to 15 he's listening to nothing but drill, and he can stay in the suburbs. He don't have to be a gangster. He don't have to be on none of that. But that's what's drilled into his head, and that's what he's listening to every day. He's gonna start to feel like he needs to be like that, or this is the way, since he's so drawn to it, he needs to put out this type of energy too, because that's what he likes. So he starts doing stuff, and it's not even to make him seem like he's a gangster or be popular or attend to this crowd. It's really the music that's driving him to say, hey, these are the people I want to hang out with because they're doing the stuff that I love listening to.
Right.
And I feel like in a sense, music is so powerful that it can curve someone's personality, especially when it hasn't been all the way developed yet, and make them to do something that, or be somebody who originally they was never going to be. And that is real shit. So in him trying to censor it, I get what he's trying to do, but at the same time,
Do you think that rappers are using like this storyline or like the whole thing of telling stories as a crutch to hold on to this type of music?
I'm gonna tell you, I actually had a conversation with a rapper. Right, somebody sent me some music. He was like, "Yo, check it out. This shit hard." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna check it out." I usually don't because I'm like, I don't.
Everybody be trying to get it.
Everybody hard.
It's okay. I don't have to listen. But I listened to it because I'm like, you know what? I've been trying to listen to the universe a little bit more and just be like, let me just ride with him, see what's gonna happen. I turned it on. He done killed 3 people in the damn at the Neiman Marcus, and the nigga don't. I mean, still, I'm saying he's at the mall. So I'm like, so I had to call him back, right? And I was like, bro, like, you have a unique voice. I try to start there first. I try to be positive.
Okay.
Because I know how I can.
Sandwich,
but now I had to go in on. I was like, bro, like, you know who I'm signed to, bro. You know who sent you. They sent me the music. I'm listening to your music, but it's like, bro, you didn't kill 3 people in the first song, bro. I'm like, how can I really like, bro? Like, you can look at this. You can sound like all these rappers, because I don't want to say no names. You can sound like all these rappers you want to. Tell me how many of them boys going platinum.
Right.
Ooh.
How many of them selling records?
And how many of them taking body counts right now?
That's what I'm saying. How many of them are dead or in jail?
and the ones who are dead or in jail was really doing it, and that's where it leads to if you. Really
But
doing
just
it.
like it's a new rapper who I just saw. He was 5 years ago. He was playing college football.
Yeah, I seen it.
So now you're a rapper. You talking about you got bodies and you done shot niggas. That's fine. That's fine if you when you had time to do that after college. I'm just saying. So at the end of the day, it's irresponsible because ultimately, like you just said, you leading folks down. And my point I was gonna make was waves. Waves is what we deal with every day.
Right.
So they say gamma rays, beta waves, stuff like that is real. This stuff has effect on your brain.
Energy transpires in so many different ways, and what you were saying is true, Kip. That music thing is the surefire way to embed something into someone's spirit.
Right. Yeah. Like you said, it's the wave transformations of stuff you can't see. Same thing you get from a radio. It's the same thing. At the end of the day, it's hypnotizing you to believe that this stuff is true. And then not to mention, you're not going to just hear the song. You're going to see the video with all the guns in it.
So that's even worse.
So now you think it's real when these folks is really just capping.
Yeah.
They acting.
It's all cap.
So, but then some of it ain't cap because obviously these
They
folks
doing
is
it,
dying.
and
But
knowing them
it's
to
a
put it in their
trap.
music.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
But to put these new artists in a situation where they feel like they got to make this kind of music to be successful.
Right. Yeah, it's
for our
crazy.
people. Because how many Caucasian artists are making drill music?
Look at Kanye just put out and said that what's his name was the best, one of the best rappers. What's his name?
Jack Harlow. And that's one of the people who we worked with before he became Jack Harlow.
For sure. Shout out to Jack.
Yeah,
we
for
was
sure.
definitely when Jack first came down to Kentucky, he was recording at our studio right around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And
we have about 3 records. We got a song with him and Sci-Hi Prince on there. It's dope. You know, but at the end of the day, like you said, we work with a lot of different artists, like
whole lot.
But at the end of the day, now at this point in my career, I got to be selective.
Exactly.
Because
you got to use your platform with
there you go.
some type of, we have a responsibility. Like
there you go.
We trying to uplift the community. We trying to do it for us. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody's trying to be a black savior. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's a difference between putting out something that, like you said, irresponsible than a positive vibe. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, we got gangster shit. We don't, because we grew up on that music. We love that music. Yeah. But you got to give me something else too. You just can't. We ain't making no 10 songs of gangster shit.
Yeah.
No, that ain't
right. You gotta show versatility.
Yeah, bro, because you can see it. They not selling records. That's why everything is like it is now. If you really pay attention to the music scene, artists are putting out singles. You know why? Because ain't nobody selling no damn albums.
Nope.
And if you look at streaming, everybody got Apple Music.
Yep.
You can pick what song you want to go to.
Right.
So ultimately, I don't have to buy your whole album no more.
No.
I can take those 3 songs off the
just-
album and
and
put them
just
in my
download 'em.
playlist.
Yeah, make
So-
my own little
Right.
track list.
So I don't have to, as a label, I don't have to spend $1 million to make you $1 million. I can put out one song. If it's good enough, we can market it and make $1 million off that one song.
That's how they got the single deals and all those other things.
Right.
Yeah, it ain't coming like it used to be 10 years ago.
Right. And
At
that's how
all.
360 deals started. They wasn't getting their money back. So they was like, look, we're going to have to start seeing money all the way around. So that means your shows, your merch, whatever, anything you make money off, we going to
20%.
make money off because
Wow.
you ain't selling records no more. When it went to the digital form instead
Yeah,
of the
that changed
CDs,
the game for everybody.
That's why
fucked it up.
everybody bundling stuff with
Yeah,
the music.
exactly. It
Yeah.
fucked it up. So the 360 deals came and then the single deals because it's like, oh, we don't even got to put out no album. I ain't got to sign you for an
Wow,
album.
the industry really just has morphed, like with the presence of social media
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
and that on-demand technology.
Right.
Everything is really different now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a benefit for the older artists. I'm gonna tell you, like people who in the 80s or
Oh, yeah.
90s who songs.
They getting re-rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Re-rich.
Because a lot of them songs either they getting sampled, like the
Yep.
even the Nelly song with
Yep.
Yeah.
Pussy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah.
Every
like you
song
said,
is getting sampled,
Yeah,
even down to
getting
John
money.
B. Like,
man,
You know that's my
That's
favorite.
crazy.
You didn't know that was a sample?
yeah, no, I know,
Oh,
no, but
but yeah, you're
didn't
right.
Gunna just
yes, he
sample
did.
that? Like,
They don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he did.
yeah.
And see, okay, that's another thing I want to say. At this point, is the music industry has changed because 10 years ago, producers wasn't getting no flowers. They weren't getting no credit.
Wow.
You didn't know who produced these tracks. You didn't know unless you was somebody like Jazzy Faye or Timbaland
Yeah.
or
Neo.
Yeah.
somebody
Dream.
like that. For real. If the only reason we
They
knew
was
they was
making music
making
for themselves, though.
they was stepping behind the mic.
Yeah.
We heard their voices. That's why we knew, oh, they did the track. They was on it. Manny Fresh,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But other than that, if we go back to the 90s, like Static Major,
We didn't
Stevie
even know.
J.
I didn't even know who he was. In
You
the
right.
yeah,
Come
I didn't
on,
know who
bro.
Stevie J
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Stevie J, you
Did
got
a whole bunch of big
Dallas
records.
Austin. All these people was
Yeah.
doing all these big records, but you didn't know who they was. All you knew was the artist that was
Singing their
the
songs,
songs,
right.
but they was actually producing this stuff. So about 10 years ago, it got popular to put the producer out there. Oh, so and so made the beat. That's why you start seeing tags everywhere.
Yeah.
Like everybody had a tag at one point. Everybody still got a tag, but that's why you
Beethoven.
start because people wanted to. Now it's cool to say, oh, so and so did this beat.
this, yeah,
Before
yeah.
it wasn't cool to say that. So and now that we in that time. I'm trying to make it to where the engineer is also put in there because whether y'all know it or not, the stuff that y'all hearing and the reason y'all like it is because it
The
sounds
engineer
a
put it
certain way.
together, Right. yeah.
And we made it sound that way.
Right.
If it didn't sound like that, you wouldn't like it as much. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if it's gonna go around like that, it should be a whole 360 thing. Like, like I'm not saying that we need to get publishing and all this extra stuff, but credit is well deserved, and it's in
Because you put them hours in the studio, too.
for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely put them.
I mean,
in there, bro.
and that's like you said, it just goes back to, innovating your own stuff because ultimately, like you said, we've been subject to a system that been, established way before
For
we
sure.
even thought about becoming a part of this. So, it's just like you said, we independent. We strongly believe in being independent because I didn't seen all the deals.
Right. Got time.
Right, so I'd rather do what we doing. We got way more control. We can put out our own artists like Morgan right here, and we got another artist by the name of Jamar, and he's an R&B singer. So, like you said, we take a lot of pride in that and being able to put out our own music. Of course, like you said, artists like Nayo, or Yoski. I don't want to,
Yeah, we had
They
to
was
clarify
calling him
that
Nayo,
too.
too.
Yeah, we had to clarify that too.
Yoski,
Like,
yeah.
Shout out to
what's
you,
the
Yoski.
difference, Yoski?
what it sounds like myself,
It sound
fully
like myself.
produced by me and mixed by him. So
For sure.
that's the
Easton,
kind of stuff we.
I know
Yeah.
y'all know Easton.
Yeah,
right.
We do
as
all
well.
the Easton stuff. Pretty much everybody. We ain't lost no clients from when we was nobody to now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're
Yeah.
still working with the same people and trying to get them to where they want to be. Like,
Yeah, and they going to get there. 'Cause
Yeah, the
it's
East-
so much
yeah,
talent up
yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
for sure.
And like you said, that's what I mean. If we can be the people that help you get to where you want to go. That's kind of what we stand at. You know, like I said, we get our number called a lot, and it's only because people trust us with their sound.
For sure.
Exactly,
Definitely.
exactly. And you just dropped a new. What is this? An album?
Oh yeah, I
tape?
just dropped the album. Yeah,
You putting stepping in front of the mic.
Right. That
Right.
was just it. I mean, I've always done it, but it's like, you know, I spend so much time working with different artists and stuff, so it's just like,
You get to the point because I interviewed Mucho.
Yeah,
This
shout out
week
to
as
Mucho.
well.
Yeah.
But he was saying like you get to the point where you send out these beats to so many people, you like I can really just do this myself.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
That's
you know,
what Money Laundry
and
did.
these people actually know that, so they like. But that's why a lot of people trust me or trust both of us because I don't have to be
Share this.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
do
I
it
can
by
do it by
myself, and I
myself,
can, but
right.
I can help you more importantly, make your stuff sound like it's supposed to.
Right, exactly.
So, like you said, yeah, I put on my project called 1234, which is based off alignment and stuff like that. So
But it's good. It's good conscious music.
Yeah.
You're not using your platform to kill
There you
three
go.
niggas
Love
and
it.
demons.
Exactly.
there you go. So
Love it.
That's kind of what I'm on. So it's just like talk about something real, man. Like talk about something that you actually did or you didn't been
Or
through.
people can relate to.
Who didn't hurt your
Yeah.
heart
For
so
sure.
much so you got to
Right.
talk like this, like on every song. Like you got hurt, bro. You need to heal, bro. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
For real, for real.
So nah.
No cap.
We have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, y'all.
Yes, yes.
Definitely have.
But
Definitely
you know,
have.
we got to run it out because we got another guest coming up. But I want to make sure that our listeners know where they can tap in with y'all, and I hope that you're gonna drop something from the album on us.
I mean, you know what? But see, that's how I am. I don't want to drop nothing from my album. I'm gonna drop something from Morgan.
Well, we'll take that too for
yeah,
sure.
we'll take it too.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
But I do have some music, so yeah.
Yeah, it's on the scent then.
1234 J.Reid. We got Morgan.
Official Morgan.
Official Morgan on Instagram. J.Reid the producer.
Kill underscore the engineer.
And my artist Jamar Langley Music on Instagram as well.
For sure.
So, and Chevi Music is the company. We have been doing this about 10, 12 years.
Since 06.
Yeah, well, that's longer than 12 years.
That's about.
So,
Yeah, it's
Don't
about
say it out loud, Lord.
15 of them guys.
but that's how. Hey, that's why we in the position we in, man.
For sure,
So,
for sure. We're blessed to be able to make a living off what we do. You know what I'm saying?
sure. Yeah.
There's not too many people that can do that. But also, I still work part time. I'm not Hollywood. I work at a shoe store part time
sure.
every Saturday. But at the same time, I'm able. If I didn't want to work that, I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm blessed to be in a position like that.
Yes. Well, congratulations to
Yes.
you guys on
Thank
all of
you.
y'all success, everything coming up.
Yes. Thank
Coming
y'all
up
for
after.
coming.
And thank y'all for coming up on the show.
yes.
Yeah,
Let's
for
go
sure, for
ahead
sure.
and end it here.
I know.
This has been such a great episode 80.
Hey,
That's
episode
fine.
80.
Yes, y'all be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on all platforms.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
forget that we are selling wine. So if you guys are into wine,
Of course, selling wine.
yes,
Yes,
black-owned wine company, Her Wine.
That's right.
Who
Okay.
making it?
It's a black woman on, not one of us, but one of our very great friends, and the wine is.
She's stepping on grapes in the tub and shit.
I mean, she's got a vineyard out in Texas, like it's legit.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, it's real foot.
It's-
wine.
Definitely give us a bottle.
Yes,
for
go on and
sure.
get you a bottle. You
Yeah,
can go to
yeah.
herwines.com and use our code Don't Sleep to take 15% off of your
Don't sleep.
purchase.
And what's the wine called again?
It's called
Her
Her
Wine.
Wine,
Her Wine.
having
Okay.
evolved repeatedly.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
amazing.
Shit, that's
Yeah.
what's up. I'm gonna go buy some of that shit.
Yes,
You
this
should.
month's flavor is In My Feelings, the peach apricot blend.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Okay.
Definitely very good, a dessert wine.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all be sure to check it out. Don't
Yeah.
sleep. It's been great, Queen.
Yes,
Hey.
absolutely. Thank y'all again. And
Nah, thank y'all for having us
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
problem.
We enjoyed ourselves.